Do you want me to start?
Action.
Okay. Hello, my name's Zoe Cooper and I'm the Climate Officer for Exmouth Town Council. I moved from North London to Devon about 3 years ago because I wanted a quieter life, I wanted to be closer to nature. I didn't want all the hustle and bustle of a sort of urban, gritty London life. So I've moved to a little place in the countryside where I've got a lovely big wild garden and a pretty cottage in a pretty village. So I've got that closer to nature connection, which I think is really important. And obviously, in my job as climate officer, one of my key messages is how we are nature. We're not superior to nature, and as much as so many people try, we can't and we shouldn't control nature. We're part of it, and I think establishing that nature connection in tackling climate change is so important, because as soon as you start to appreciate the beauty of nature and the calmness and the quiet and the sort of beautiful mindfulness experience that you can have, then you start to think that you don't want to do things that might harm that in any way, and you start thinking little things like recycling, but then you start looking around your garden maybe and thinking perhaps I'll rewild a patch of my garden and try and kind of restore some of the biodiversity that we've lost. Maybe you'll encourage hedgehogs, or perhaps you'll put up a swift box. You'll think about how to bring back some of those wonderful nature beings that we're missing and which are so endangered at the moment. So being in nature is important for me because it makes me feel good, it makes me feel calm, it makes me feel connected, but it's also painful because you see how much we're losing and you see how much the human race is destroying. So it hurts as well to go for a walk and see what's going on around you. But I think that sense of appreciation and gratitude brings with it that sense of pain and loss and grief. And then for me, the thing to do is to take action and think, right, in my life, what can I do to restore biodiversity? What can I do to tread more lightly on this planet and leave a much, much lighter footprint, reduce my carbon footprint, but just take more care and tread more lightly. So no regrets about leaving London, and no regrets about being closer to nature. One regret, public transport. So in London I never used my car. In fact, I almost got rid of it. I took public transport, buses, tubes, you name it, and I also did a lot of cycling. Now I'm living in the countryside. I'm driving all the time. I'm always in my car because public transport is not great. The bus for me is, runs like once an hour, if it runs at all. And cycling on these kind of busy country lanes, I don't feel safe cycling. Obviously, we have got the wonderful X Trail, which is brilliant to get out onto, but I'm finding, ironically, now I'm living in nature, I'm actually in my car a lot more. So that's one regret, but I think that's probably about the only one that I can think of.
Thank you.